Morning and welcome back to TippY AshwooD. My name is Bob Downs. Well, we're not going to stay in the workshop long for today because, as they say up north, there's trouble at mill. Let's go have a look.
So here's the problem. Do we go with this name, the Wellington and Rubber Duck Repair Works, which is a little more comical? Quite like the idea of that. The more traditional name, TippY AshwooD Furniture Factory, it's a little boring considering the nature of the layout. Or do we go with the name I originally thought about, which is the Crooked Chimney Brickworks? What's the reason for building the brick truck? Well, we'll give it some more thought. I am leaning towards the rubber duck thing, just to keep it comical. Starting to mock up the factory a little bit. As you can see, I really do rough and ready. But this is to get sight lines so that locomotives disappear and appear in TippY AshwooD. So this video might jump around a little bit because this is construction as we're going along. Little bits of wood. As seen before, these are offcuts from, I don't know where I got those from. But just keep your eyes open for any bits of wood. And I'm beginning the base for the factory dock area or platform area. So they're just 3 inches of pieces of wood and some sort of basic framework underneath. And I've tried to give it a little bit of a support. Seriously, I can do these absolutely smack on the money, but the difficult thing is trying to make them random a little bit to sort of suit TippY AshwooD, which means you can just get a knife and chop them. And that's the first 1 foot of the factory. And then we get into the second part. I'm still doing some of the legs and stuff at the moment. Same little bits of stick. You sort of get the idea, PVA'd together. And this odd shape is going to hopefully come into play as you see the factory develop. I'm not sure I can show you this without a longer camera, but that's about 1 foot there, and this piece fits on here, and excuse the noise, the track is actually going to go in there with the factory buildings in this angle, just to give the fascias of the factory buildings a different look. So a little jump forward. This is sort of what I'm looking at, a rough out. You can now see the platform, and I'm going to take this down and put it on the railway. So this is what we sort of had in mind. You can just sort of see the dock. That's the end of the platform. Olive will disappear. I haven't quite worked out that space yet. And be hidden by the factory. Probably not even going to have a roof on that because it's so tall. And it hides the runaround loop for board 4 and 5. And looking end on from board 5, you can see this is going to be a loading dock. I've got pump house or boiler house written on this, I'm not quite sure. But the chimney that goes with it, at the moment a little cardboard roll, obviously going to be too big for the layout. I'm actually going to use that as support for the fascia boards, hopefully. This will be a brick or girder, steel girder road bridge. I'm actually thinking of doing this double and actually bricking one off. So we'll see about that. Anyway, sorry about the lights maybe on that. These still haven't got their fascia lights in there. So probably a bit more detailing on those buildings now. So as can be seen from Olive and the Small Brush Studio kits, I pretty much knew I was going to have to scratch build everything, including the buildings, to accommodate the rolling stock that I want to run. But, however, bit of dumpster diving, and I came up with this. Now I'm not quite sure what this is. It's a Fisher-Price product. But it's got, hard to see actually, it's got a lot of detail. There you go, catch a bit of brickwork, and there was some stonework. Well, when it came out of a dumpster, it respect our times, it went through the disinfectant a couple of times. And I just thought, well, I'd do a quick mock-up building for the boiler house and then give it a primer grey, and it could sit there until I got round to doing something a bit better. But there was rather more in the bag than I'd thought. So I think these are like it's a fire station or a castle or something. And there was a few windows, not sure if they're going to be good for anything. And once I got it sitting there, I thought, maybe we can make some more of this. The boiler house needed a chimney, so a little bit of an old vacuum pipe sanded down, and we're spending this morning just butchering it to see what we can make out of it. Try and make it unrecognizable by the time we're finished. But we'll see how this progresses. Oh yes, and this is lava. Any little sunny spot has to get in on the act. So this is what we ended up with after an hour and a half messing around with a saw blade and a Stanley knife. Sorry for the shaky video. This is from the track side, and then working around. I'll show you the back in a second. It's not the easiest thing to move around. And this bit faces the platform. Yeah, tube of super glue and a bit of hacking about. From the back, this is the bit that you won't really see. That wooden platform goes, actually comes here and down here where the warehouse is. I'm going to put a roof on here, so that'll cover these two holes and this bit. Bit of cardboard in here will pretty much sort that out. And then we have to come up with a roof structure for the top, which shouldn't be too difficult. It's just to make something interesting. And again, that's sort of track side, that's a main focal point as well. So yeah, we'll give it a quick spray of grey primer, and that'll allow you to see what extra bits I'm going to add on cardboard and things like that. But you know, yeah, quick build, and sometimes you just got to test your imagination. So I'm hoping this is not going to be too shaky, but after I must admit, a couple of weeks of dabbling around, I sort of got to this stage and realised I better get a video out, if I even vaguely want to call it winter 2020. Haven't really done much more on the warehouse sort of factory. Oh, there's Rosie showing all her innards. So you sort of get the idea. Came up with some interesting roofs. Well, just an idea at the moment. Let me go around the other side. So this gives you the end view from board 5. So it goes away from starting on 5 here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, etc. Excuse the squeaky chair. I've got a couple of ideas for what this is going to look like. One of the places I used to spend a lot of time was Exeter Quay, actually, if anybody knows that end of the world, in Devon. And I always liked the harbour front down there, so I'm sort of thinking along that line. I've got a couple of Google pictures. So we've got a chimney, sort of boiler house, I don't know what it is. Yet to be painted. As you can see, not a great deal more work on the actual layout as such. Rosie coming for a bit of a spin round. I really need to finish the electrics on her. Mr. Bernie Woods. Morning, Mr. Bernie Woods. Of course, Bob inspecting the roofing. Anyway, I'll leave you with a little bit more running. Bye for now.